Back to the program, and we put the hook and pulled Jeff Stein back into us as well, because he is here from Iowa Almanac fame. He's in town researching a book that he's working on, but you aren't going to run out of here because we have a very special guest joining us, as she does every week about this time. Sheree Clark is here from Fork in the Road, and this is your favorite time of year. We talked about this before, summertime, and when things are starting to become popular at the farmers markets in the area, but especially this time of year, Jackie, we need to learn how to use some items and then take advantage of their popularity.
So we talked before about herbs that you can not only purchase, but you can grow that I can't even kill in my own porch, which is good to know. But we can take one ingredient and we can do many things, correct?
Exactly. And that one ingredient we're going to talk about today is basil.
Basil.
And basil, the good news is basil loves the heat.
Good.
It loves the bright sun as long as we keep it watered.
Oh,
so
that's the thing I
basil
always
plants
forget.
are, as you indicated, really pretty easy to grow. You can grow them in a pot, you can grow them in soil, you can do both. You can start them and then transplant them and whatnot. This is an example of a basil plant. There are 150, reputedly, varietals of basil.
Really?
Wow.
I
Yes.
didn't know that.
So
What should I be looking for if I just want my
sweet?
classic?
This is
Sweet basil.
Sweet basil.
You see sweet basil on the like the spice jars and things before.
Correct.
That's what you're looking for.
That's usually the most common one that
Okay.
that we'll have. But remember, there's lemon basil and Thai basil. There's purple. There's supposed to be one called chocolate. I haven't found it yet, but that's what they're saying. So all different kinds. So I like the sweet basil, and that's what we're using today. And I wanted to show you just a couple things that you could do with it, because we're used to seeing things like caprese salad, which is tomato, basil, sometimes mozzarella if you eat cheese. But there's other things we can do. So do you want to dig in?
Absolutely.
dig in.
That's my problem. You hear things that's like, oh, I got to put this on an Italian dish or things like that. And it's like, think outside the box, because there's some delicious ideas. Let's kick things off. What do you have going on?
Let's start with the strawberry one.
Strawberries.
Because that's going to be an unusual one. So,
Okay.
so what we're going to do is we're going to take some strawberries, which are coming into season now.
Absolutely.
Beautiful time of year to be having those. We'll macerate, which means to just like let them soak in a little bit of balsamic.
Oh, really?
What kind?
This is blueberry.
Oh,
just
one of
because
my
I had
favorites.
it.
Keep the berry theme.
Yes, and you could use fig, or you could use any of the aged, and then simply garnish it with basil. And so you're going to taste it.
All right,
and
Professor,
I'm going
you're my
to
taste
show
tester
you
today.
No, I'm
how I
going for
prepare
the
the
other
basil.
stuff. You
No,
taste
you're the
it.
guinea
You want me to
pig.
do this?
Yeah,
okay,
you do
I'll
that.
do this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's holding out for the stemmed glass.
For the drinks.
I know this
Okay.
guy.
Why wouldn't
This
you?
is not my first day.
Strawberry and basil with balsamic vinegar.
Yes.
Now, you've done this before with balsamic on watermelon, which I
Yes.
absolutely love. But
That is an
strawberry
interesting
delicious.
combination.
It's a great combination. And I think you could also do the same thing. You could also put the basil on with the watermelon, because that would work as well.
How long did you steep the strawberries in the balsamic?
The whole time that the professor was talking.
Wow, so at least 2 hours.
So that was forever.
So-
That was clearly a long time.
So not
But
that long to still get that
You
nice
picked up just a nice little bite.
Yes.
hold the flavor, and love the basil on top. That gives you nice
That is really good.
sweetness.
Different notes,
Yeah,
different
thank you.
flavors.
That's what I'm
yeah,
trying to say.
exactly. So some people eat that as a dessert. You could also put a little scoop of either sorbet or vanilla ice cream on it. But I
Absolutely.
like it as before dinner. And let me show you what I did to make your basil ribbons. Because if you look at those, what I've done is I've taken the basil, and I'll just take 2 different leaves, pile them on top of one another, and then what I'm going to do is take it and roll it. Think of it like a yoga mat or a cigar, or we were talking about the 70s. Never mind. Okay. So we're going to take these, stack them on
Are
top
we
of
able to
each
get a
other.
close up on that to see what she's doing? There we go.
Then we're going to roll this like that, okay? And then we'll pick up our knives, and we're going to hold it safely, and we're just going to go like this.
Oh, you cut it that way.
Yes.
That direction, so it will become strips.
Exactly.
And that
So
creates
then what
beautiful
we
little
end
ribbons.
up with, and you've seen this in restaurants before,
Love
is the
it.
beautiful ribbons.
And it's going to break apart a little bit too, be perfect. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Okay.
All
that's
right.
one example.
Teaching you knife skills here today as well. Okay.
We all know about marinara sauce. So
Yes.
of course I made you a marinara sauce. It's in the square dish.
Marinara.
And that this marinara, like always, I didn't cook. So it's raw ingredients, and it's raw seasonal ingredients. The tomatoes were a little early on, I admit it.
Okay.
Red bell pepper, basil, garlic, and that's pretty much about it. So just put that in your
Jeff, you
food
going to try
processor.
some of this?
try a ball?
You gotta
You gotta
try
try
some of this.
Try a ball.
And then,
Oh, wow, okay.
Dig on
because
in.
we could put it on, zucchini noodles like we've done before, but what we've done is we've made it into a neat ball. And the meatballs are made with nuts and basil and sun-dried tomatoes.
No meat in this.
Can you tell that there's no meat in that?
It's
You
neat.
really could not tell. It's got that good crunchy taste.
Yeah.
A lot of different flavors. Could not tell it was without meat.
Stick with me, kid.
Meatless.
We didn't even
meatless
bribe him
ball.
to say that.
I got more for you.
All right.
You can crumble that up and put it on a salad. You could do any number of things. And there's basil in all of these ingredients.
that.
And then our grand finale, which looks like a cocktail.
Absolutely.
It could be, but it's a little early-ish. If you wanted to throw some rum in there, you could, but I didn't today.
Okay.
So what this is it's a lime basil coconut smoothie that I put in a stemmed glass because I thought it looked kind of
Looks
Just make it look a little
fancy. You gotta put your
fancy.
finger out, your pinky out when you
That's
drink
right,
it, right?
exactly.
Okay, so this is a smoothie.
It's a
with basil.
smoothie with basil, and you could make it a cocktail if you wanted to throw a little rum in there or vodka.
Got a milk mustache going on.
Yeah.
Here, try
darn
that,
good.
Professor. See what you say. Go on the other side there.
yes.
And, whoops.
Or unless
give
you
it a
want to
go.
be wearing lipstick.
That is really good.
I really like that.
Nice and refreshing on a day.
Right?
It's going to be 90 degrees and then 93
Exactly.
for tomorrow.
Yep.
Absolutely perfect.
Yep. So there you go.
So, and again, this is just using basil, the one ingredient
It's
that we
the
talked
common
about.
denominator on all these. And one of the things, if you're looking for something to do that's different because you want to eat seasonally, pick an ingredient like basil or cilantro or an herb and have that run through your courses. And that's the thing that can tie your meals together. Now, it doesn't have to be the star each time. In this case, the basil was prominent with the strawberries because you saw it, you ate it raw. In the case of the other two, it might have been a little bit downplayed. And in this one, it's certainly less played. It's
Yes,
more
it is.
lime and
But it's still
coconut.
there. It's a common
still
thread.
there, and that's the thing that makes a meal have cohesiveness.
That works.
Yeah.
If you need recipe ideas like I usually do, even though I can grow this on my porch, I still need to know what to do with it. Sheree Clark, you're always willing to help. If people want more details, where should they go?
You bet. Send me an email at info@fork-road.com or visit my website, www.fork-road.com.
Perfect.
I want to hear your recipes.
That
I
works.
still haven't gotten one for catnip.
And you won't. And you won't.
Professor, work on that.
Okay. Put it
All
on
right.
the list.
Put it on the
Sure.
list.
Thank you,
Things
Justin.
to
I
do.
appreciate it. Thank you, Sheree Clark.
You betcha.
All right.